Applause broke over the ballroom as the slide changed to my figure, my colors, my axis labels, my misspelled legend. The famous lecturer smiled into the lights and called it his novel framework. I stood up so fast my chair hit the carpet with a hollow thud. The Heinz Convention Center in Boston does this thing in late afternoon, where the sunlight angles through the high glass and washes the carpet pattern into something almost dignified. After 4 days of panels on urban systems resilience, nobody was dignified anymore. People were half limping on sensible shoes, nursing coffee like pennants. But the keynote was packed. It was the name that did it. The name that sells out rooms and donor dinners. Grey hair, perfect dishevelment, the accent that could make base layer algorithm sound flirtatious. On the third slide, he shaded a corridor of confidence intervals in amaranth red, mine. On the fifth, a sensitivity map with a triangular artifact at the Spree crossing that we'd all teased each other about in the lab because the artifact looked like a paper sailboat. Mine. On the seventh, he referenced fieldwork in Warsaw's Mokotów district, Q4, 2024. Mine down to the bus stop coordinates. He called it the Engel model of flood-oriented evacuation. He did not call it what I had called it in my thesis proposal at Technische Universität Berlin, the essay corridor heuristic, a kludgy name I never loved, but marked with my initials, like a tag carved into a bench. My throat went dry behind my molars. I wasn't the only person who recognized things. A Czech postdoc named Lukáš Marek, in the row ahead of me, turned halfway with an expression that was both apology and question. On the screen, the novel framework ran a synthetic flood across a grid of streets that matched ours, block for block, because they were ours. Someone behind me whispered, "Didn't we see this in Berlin's seminar last winter?" Whispered again, "Didn't she?" He had timed it. He saved the acknowledgement slide for last, the way you might save dessert. He clicked, and a list of institutions scrolled. ETH Zurich, University of Cambridge, MIT Urban Studies, the Engel Lab. Underneath, small, a bullet. Data assistants and technicians from partner institutions. I felt my face get hot and then cold. Technician. I'd spent 3 winters hip deep in the kind of data that cuts your fingers under your nails. Technician. When I stood in anger, in grief, the metal legs of the chair grazed the carpet, heads turned. He smiled into the stage lights and said thank you like it ended there. The applause swelled. The moderator did the conference thing of glancing at the clock and urging everyone to scurry to the next room. I didn't scurry. I walked the side aisle and out into the foyer, where the carpet gave way to tile, and the tile gave way to the city. Boston in March is a face-slapping wind down Boylston Street and a smell of train brakes. I found a pillar and leaned against it hard enough that I felt the rebar. My hands were shaking, not with adrenaline, but with the sudden emptiness of someone who only now realizes a line has been crossed and looks around for the border guard to stamp something, anything. Full story in the channel below.